The first wood bat I ever held was as big as I was. It was a Louisville Slugger with Mickey Mantle's signature etched on it. Dad kept it in the den closet, and that thing was like gold. He'd had it since he was a shortstop at Stetson University, but Dad never hit with it. He used one of the Jackie Robinson models Stetson got from Louisville, or a Carl Yastrzemski, maybe a Nellie Fox or an Al Kaline. But the only time he put his hands on that M110, a skinny-handled, thick-barreled model like Mantle used to swing, was to admire it. I was 3 when we moved to Pierson, Florida, after Dad took a job teaching math and coaching baseball at Taylor High School. He let me take the Mantle bat out and hold it under his supervision, but it never left the den. It wasn't as if I was going to take it out in the backyard and play with it anyway. Hell, the thing swung me. This was Mickey's signature bat, Dad told me the first time I tried to hoist it onto my shoulder. It was so heavy I almost lost it over my back. I thought, how do you hit a baseball with this? Then my dad picked it up and put it on his shoulder. Oh, okay. That's how. Mickey Mantle was the reason my dad fell in love with the game of baseball, and the reason he hoped I would too. It didn't take long. Whenever those closet doors swung open and that bat was out, Dad started telling Mantle stories. The whole reason I want you to hit left-handed is because of this guy, he'd say. He was my favorite player. He was the best switch hitter in history. As a kid, Dad saw Mantle hook a line drive for a home run over his head in the right field bleachers at Memorial Stadium. My dad grew up in Baltimore before his family moved to Vero Beach, Florida, and his uncle took him on the bus to see the Yankees play the Orioles. On those days, Dad was a Yankees fan. He said Mick's homer was still on the rise when it sailed over his head. God-awful swing of the bat, he'd say, from a guy who was only 5'10", but as strong as an ox. Storytelling was as much a part of my baseball upbringing as taking swings in the backyard, especially where Mantle was concerned. When I got older, people actually told me I looked like Mickey Mantle. Even my manager, Bobby Cox, who played with Mantle in 1968 with the Yankees. But as a kid, I didn't even know what Mantle looked like. I didn't see many pictures of him. I only heard my dad talk about him. I just thought he had to be the coolest guy ever because he had the coolest name ever. Mickey Mantle. Mickey was one of those baseball players people knew by their first names, like Whitey, Reggie, Yogi, Babe, Hank, Cal. I wanted to be like that too, and knowing Dad, that's probably why he and Mom settled on Chipper. I was born Larry Wayne Jones, Jr. My dad is Larry Wayne Jones, Sr. A couple of days after they brought me home from the hospital, my dad's Aunt Dolly came to visit and said I looked so much like Dad that I was a chip off the old block. Mom started calling me Chip, which became Chipper, and it stuck. On the first day of kindergarten, my teacher, Mrs. Taylor, called me Larry when she took roll. I didn't answer. I'm not even sure I knew that was my name. Dad always said the name Larry wouldn't be remembered, but Chipper would be. There are now a few Mets and Yankees fans who might disagree with him, but to everybody else, I was always just Chipper. My parents nailed the name. Trying to switch hit like Mantle wasn't going to be nearly as simple. But before I could think about swinging left-handed, I had to learn how to hit the fastball.